Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. And thank you for taking the time to join this webinar today. I'm going to be waiting for 1 or 2 more minutes for more participants to join, and then we'll begin. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sara Waqar, and I've spent over a decade in the financial markets as a proprietary trader and as an educational mentor with a primary focus on currencies, commodities, and stocks. So over the years, I have worked very closely with brokers, with investors, with retail traders to help them to translate macroeconomic developments into trading. And I've also been involved in financial journalism. I've worked with Gulf News. I've investigated financial fraud cases, which gives me a deeper perspective on the risks which exist within this industry. And I have also been running personalized trading courses, working with individuals from all backgrounds to build disciplined approaches to trading the market. And from an academic standpoint, I have a double master's degree in economics and finance, and I'm also licensed from FINRA, which is the regulatory body in the US for commodities and for Forex. And apart from that, I'm also accredited as an investment manager through CISI, which is aligned with the UAE ESCA regulatory standards. So now the reason why we are here today is to introduce you to something which I believe is genuinely different. And before I begin introducing to you Amana Capital, I want you to know that you can see a Q&A section below in the Zoom panel. And if you want to ask me any questions, you can just post your questions in the Q&A section. Okay? And I will try to answer them, but I will answer them at the end or at the 15 minutes at the end of the webinar. So I just want to introduce to you my company, which is Amana Capital. So as we all know, this is an industry which is, it's a kind of prioritizing trading volumes. It's prioritizing excessive leverage and short-term trading activity. So our philosophy here is that we concentrate on preserving and growing client wealth over time. That means we're not here to push you to overtrade. We're not here to push you to take unnecessary risks. And we're certainly not here to benefit from any poor decisions that you make. And instead, our focus is primarily on education. It's on transparency. It's on, having a long-term future with you. We want you to understand what we are doing, why we're doing it. We want you to understand how to manage your risks properly, how to approach the market with a long-term mindset. Okay? So in today's session, I'm first going to, talk about how we work and what is it that makes us different, and then how, while working with us, you can benefit as a trader and as an investor. Just give me a moment, please. So if you look on the screen, you can see that, this is the Middle East and the North African region. And you can see that the way that this has grown over time. So we have, in 2022, the Middle East and the North African region the market was approximately valued at 400 billion, which increased to 750 billion in 23, and now we have 1.2 trillion in 24. Okay, and this represents a fundamental change in retail participation in this region and a massive influx of foreign liquidity. So I view this as a very big opportunity to trade in the regional markets, apart from trading in the international markets. So as you can see, what is the Amana advantage? Compared to our competitors, we have Interactive Brokers, Sara or eToro, I'm sure all of you know about these and you might have had trading accounts with these. So compared with all of these, we offer you the least commissions. We offer you the maximum access to all different asset classes, okay? And we offer you zero FX markups. So as you can see, we offer you the maximum security, regulation, competitive edge compared to other brokers. Coming to the regulations, which is very, very important, which, as all might understand, that a broker has to be very comprehensively regulated to ensure the safety of your funds. So we have what I call, just give me a moment. Sorry. Yeah. So this, as you can see, we have multiple regulations all over the world, and this is a kind of like an orbital regulatory shield, which provides an essential foundation, and it makes sure every trade is executed under all of these regulations. So we have the CISIC regulation from Europe, we have the CMA regulation from Lebanon, we have, sorry, there's some issue here with my screen. Yeah, so we have the Mauritius regulation, we have the ESCA regulation, which is the local regulation. Then we have the Mauritius regulation, and we have the DFSA, which is again the UAE-based regulation. So then, apart from that, we have segregated accounts and negative balance protection. So what does it mean by segregated accounts? So segregated accounts mean that your funds are very much separate from the operational funds at Amana. Your funds are locked in tier 1 banks, and they are completely separate from Amana's operational capital, which gives you additional security. Apart from that, we have a negative balance protection, which means that this is an automated protocol that prevents an account from dropping below zero, which eliminates the risk of any personal debt, which can happen during extreme market volatility. And then moving on, we have, if you look at the breadth of offerings, we have unrestricted market access to over 5,500 assets, which includes global equities, which includes MENA equities, it includes digital assets and forex and commodities. For global equities, these are the international stocks, which are which can be US or European stocks. Then we have the regional stocks, which would be the UAE stocks. It could be the Qatar stocks, or the Saudi Arabian market, the Egyptian market. We have all the local stocks available to trade. We have over 100 digital assets, and we have a wide variety of forex and commodities as well. So this is all accessible under the same platform. Okay. All right. So moving on, I think that all of you, or most of you, must be aware that there are basically two ways to trade. So one way is physical ownership, which is very simple, which is, for example, you go and, you're buying gold or silver in the market, or, you're buying stocks of a particular company, okay? So when we own something physically, the amount of money that we invest is the amount of money. Yeah, okay. The amount of money that you invest is the amount of money that is at risk. So, for example, if I invest $10,000 in stocks in physical ownership, that is the amount of money which is at risk. Okay, and that is, so I can make, that is my total exposure as well, and I can only profit or lose on that $10,000. Okay. Also, so we provide you the opportunity to do this kind of trading as well from the Amana platform. Okay. And in case you are investing in stocks, you will earn dividends. The cost structure is very good. We have zero commissions on this kind of unleveraged trading. And we, like I say, you can invest in regional stocks as well. You can invest in international stocks as well, which is physical ownership of these stocks. Okay. The second kind of trading is the leverage trading. So now in leverage trading, what happens is that you can trade by borrowing from the broker. So for example, if you have $10,000 on that particular capital, you can actually trade much higher amounts. You can go and you can trade up to 100,000 or $200,000 on a capital of, let's say, $10,000, because the broker allows you to borrow that additional amount. So we have the leverage speculation, and in that kind of speculation, you can also take short trades, which mean that you can also benefit from falling prices or falling markets. Okay. I'm going to discuss shorting in more detail later. Okay. But just for now, I just want to make you understand that we have all these options on our platform. Okay. Again, we have different options available for retail and everyday traders. When you can trade in small amounts, there is no limit to the amount of money you can fund, and there is no lower limit, there is no upper limit. So even as a small trader, you have all the tools and all the options available with us, and even as a professional trader, you have all kinds of tools and all kinds of assets available. If you are doing automated trading, then we have that kind of support. Okay, I can actually see some questions coming in from your side, but let me first, finish this, and I will try to answer all of your questions in the last 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. All right. Then if you go ahead, we also, by the way, we have the MT4 and the MT5 trading platforms, as well as the Amana's own trading platform. So depending on what type of a trader you are, you can actually trade from both of these platforms. But today I'm going to be focusing on the Amana's own trading platform, which is an all-in-one, very user-friendly trading platform, which is, very intuitive, and it has a host of tools which makes it very easy for you to trade. Right, so we have the different kinds of accounts, which you can start from any amount, like I said before. Then I'm going to be talking about a few concepts that are integral if you are trading. So the balance is the amount that you initially deposit. For example, if you deposit $10,000 into your account or $5,000 into your account, that is going to be your balance. But your equity is going to be your balance plus or minus any profits or losses. So as you know, when you open a trade, immediately you begin to realize a profit or a loss, right? So let us suppose I opened a trade and I earned $100 right away. So my equity is going to be $10,100. Or if I lose 100, then it's going to be 9,900. So equity is going to always be going up or down. It's always going to be fluctuating. Okay. And actually your equity, once you close your trade, then that profit or loss is going to go into your balance. The word margin refers to it is a concept that is involved where if you are trading on leverage. And so for example, if I have a leverage of 1 to 100, what this means is that I need only $1 to trade $100. So I will repeat that a leverage of 1 to 100, let me write that. So a leverage of 1 to 100, which is the usual case given to you. Yeah, this is a usual leverage factor, as you can see. Sorry, I wrote 1 to 1,000, but it's 1 to 100 actually. Can't do this. Yeah, so it's you also get 1 to 1,000. There are brokers which also offer you, but it's a very huge leverage. So again, a leverage of 1 to 100 basically means that, yeah. So a leverage of 1 to 100 basically means that if you have to open a position worth $100, or if you have to buy anything, whether it's gold or silver or indices or shares worth $100, all you have to do is put up $1 from your trading account and you would be allowed to open $100. Okay. Which means that your trading power is magnified by 100 times. Okay. So the margin in this case is 1%. So the leverage and the margin are related concepts. If the leverage is 1 to 100, then the margin is going to be 1%, which means you need only 1% of the actual value of that trade to be allowed to open that. Okay. Somebody's just asking me, would you post a record of this seminar? Yes, we will be posting a record of this seminar. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Okay. Now, two very simple concepts. I know a lot of you might already know, but I'm going to repeat them because they're extremely important. Okay. Going long and going short. So going long basically means that you predict that the direction of the market is up. And whenever you buy, you can say that you went long. So if I say I'm long on gold, what this means is I am expecting the prices of gold to go up, and that's my perspective, and I'm going to be buying. Obviously, if I expect the prices of any currency, any commodity, any index, any stock to go up, I will be buying it, right? And so I say I'm long on it, which means that I want to, I believe the direction is upwards, not downwards. Okay. Again, there's a very simple example. If you buy 10 shares of Apple at $100, that cost you $1,000, and if the price hits 130, you end up making $300. Okay. Now we come to the other concept, which is going short is something that confuses a lot of people, especially who are new to trading. Okay. Now going short can first of all happen only if you are trading on leverage. Okay. If you are doing physical trading, which does not involve any borrowed money or any leverage from the broker, then going short is not possible. Okay. However, because all kinds of, we provide leverage on all types of assets, so going short is a possibility. And this means, so first of all, there are certain times when you feel that the market, you're pretty sure that the market is going to fall. That could be the case of, let's say, a recession. It could be, perhaps, you are expecting some negative earnings or news for a company. So you are quite sure that the markets will fall. Now, this is quite a possibility, right? And going short allows you to make money while the markets are actually going down. Okay. So the concept behind this is, I will give you a very simple example. If you think that Widget Co will crash, you suppose that you borrow 100 shares and you sell them instantly for $50 each. So you did not have these shares, but you were allowed to borrow them from the broker. You did not begin with owning them, but you were just allowed to borrow these shares and you expected the price to fall. So as soon as you borrowed them, you sold them. Now the price dropped as per your predictions from $50 to $40. Once the price dropped, you bought them back and you returned them. In this case, you made a profit of $1,000 because you sold high and you bought back low. Okay. And this is the concept behind shorting, that you can actually short anything that you don't own because you are predicting that the price will fall. So you don't necessarily, again, have to own something. You can just start off with selling something because you expect the price to fall. When you close the trade, there's an automatic buyback and the transaction is concluded. Okay. In this case, obviously, if the price goes up, then you will lose. And then I'm going to talk quickly about different kinds of orders. So there is a market order, which is instant execution, which means that if I want to execute the order at the current market price, I will be able to do that. That's very simple, Then, for example, let's say Apple is currently trading at $105, and so for a market order, whatever is the current market price, you will be able to instantly buy at that price. Okay. What is a limit order? A limit order is different from a market order, and a limit order is a pending order, basically, which allows you to trade at a price which is different from the current market price. Okay. It essentially allows you to trade at a better price than the current market price. So if you're a buyer, okay, you would want to try and buy lower Okay. So a limit order which is placed on the platform would actually allow you to place a trade at a price which is lower than the current market price. And in case the price falls to that price, the order will automatically be triggered. For example, if you have, share at $105, you can set a buy limit at $100, and if the price hits that level, your order is going to be triggered. Okay, and if it doesn't, then it will not be triggered. Okay, so in some time, I'm going to take you to the trading platform, and I'm going to show you how to place all these different types of orders. Okay. Stop orders, I think a lot of you know, stop orders are there to control losses. Okay, whether it's you're long or whether you're short, you can actually place a stop order at a certain point where if the market hits that point, if the market does not move in your favor and it hits that point, then you will automatically, it will close the trade and it will book a certain amount of loss. So this is a protection. Stop losses are actually protection against losses, and it's a very, in my opinion, as a trader, it's very, very, very necessary that for every trade that you open, you should be putting a stop loss. So now what I want to do is I want to actually introduce you to the trading platform. Okay. So this is the Amana's new trading platform, and how you can access it is basically you can go to web.amana.app, and here you have to create a login and a password which will then give you access to this platform. You basically have to go through a KYC process before that. Okay. You have to verify your identity by uploading your identification documents, and don't worry about that. The sales team will guide you through that process. Once your account is approved, you get access to the platform, and after that, the next step is you fund your account. And we have a lot of different options for funding. You can deposit using credit card or a debit card or a bank transfer, or even crypto deposits. We also have Neteller and Skrill. So we have all of these different ways of depositing. Okay. And then your onboarding will be complete, and then you will have access to this main interface that I have in front of me. Now, there are two versions of this app. One is basically the mobile version. Okay, and this is the one that I'm showing you right now. This is the web version. Okay, so the mobile version is pretty easy. If you understand this, I'm sure you will be able to navigate that as well. Okay, so if I go here to profile on the right top right corner, you can see that you would have something like this. You will have an option here to deposit or withdraw from here. Okay. And then if you have multiple accounts with Amana, you can also do internal transfers from one account to another. Okay. Now let's go to For You. This icon on the top right corner, you can see For You. So, first of all, before even I start talking about this, let me talk about all of these values that you see here, because these are very important values. Okay. So this account value that you will be seeing here is basically your equity. So this is your balance, whatever you funded into your account, plus or minus any profits or losses. Okay. Available is basically this figure is your account value minus the total invested. Okay. Now, what is the total invested? That's something you have to understand. The total invested is the margin. Now, this account, which you can see, it was funded with $50,000. Okay. And right now it has one open position of gold. I think it's about 100 ounces of gold. Okay. Now, out of those $50,000, that particular position, which was opened, as we can see so we have basically on this account 100 ounces of gold. Okay, this is the only running position here. And we have 100 ounces of gold. Okay. And the total profit is given by this figure, the portfolio PL. So there's $23,000 of profit on that 50,000. So 23 plus 50, which leads to this value, which is the account value of 74,000. Okay. Now, in order to open that particular position of gold, which was 100 ounces, with each ounce being $4,800 right now, right? So that's roughly, for around $480,000. We only had to invest $4,500, which means that the leverage was 1 to 100. Okay. What this means is that, I only need 1% of the total value of my position to open this trade. And that 1% is equal to $4,500 only in order to open a position of $450,000. Okay. And I have a remaining balance of $69,000 available to take more positions. So this available balance would be the account value minus my margin, which is what I have available to open more trading positions. If I look at today, this is today's profit or loss, but this figure is not really that important. The more important figure is the total profit or loss, which is given to you by the portfolio P&L. Okay. And then again, we have today, today's movement was 11.4% upwards in the account's favor. Okay. If you don't understand anything, please, you're free to ask me in the Q&A, and I will answer that towards the end of the webinar. Okay. Yes, somebody has asked me, do we have a demo? Yes, you can absolutely have a demo account for practice, both for Amana app and if you want for the other MT4 trading platform, we provide you with demo accounts, okay? With any initial amount of capital, you can tell the team and they will create that demo account for you, okay? Here, if I go for you, so this particular section is it gives you a very comprehensive overview of the entire market. Okay. Now, we have the top movers here, which are basically markets or instruments which have moved by the most percentage. Okay. And here you can click through indices, crypto, technology stocks, currencies, commodities, etc., which will tell you which are the markets which have the most opportunity right now because they have moved the most right now. Okay. Then if we go further down, you will see you have a lot of learning resources in the same platform. So you don't have to go to another application or interface. You have all kinds of learning resources. And if yes, you go to learn here on the top right corner, and if you click learn, you have different kinds of learning resources for advanced traders as well as for beginners. So you have, for example, this investor tutorial. This is for beginners, very good for beginners. Then you have weekly market updates by different experts, which you can all find here. And this is really good to add to your knowledge. And this, if you go to how to, this is going to tell you simply how to, execute your orders on the platform, how to put stop losses, how to modify your order, etc. Okay. Now going back here to the For You section. Here, if you scroll down, you see upcoming events. So these events are taken from the economic calendar and they include important market events that can potentially move the markets and prices in the near future. So these upcoming events could be the interest rate decisions, the inflation data, the employment reports, the central bank announcements. Okay, and all of these are quite likely to move the markets. Okay. Again, we have the news coming here and you can filter the news according to the market. So if you want to know the latest news regarding the indices, you can click on indices. If you are interested in crypto, go to crypto, technology, currency, commodities, etc. Energy, okay? All of this is available on the same platform. Now I'm going to go to the most important section, which is trade. Okay. And I want you to understand this interface a little bit more. Okay. So if I look on this particular section, okay, I can see on top my watch list. So these are, those instruments which you want to simply keep your eye on, which you are quite interested to trade. So this is my watch list that I can show you. So I have some instruments added here, which is Microsoft, Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin leveraged. So just to tell you one thing, if you see the purple sign here, this purple flash sign, this means the Bitcoin is leveraged. And if you see it without the purple sign, then it's not leveraged. So all of these purple flashes means that this particular instrument is offering you leverage. Okay. So this is my watch list, and it's very easy to add something on the watch list. You can just, go here and you can just kind of search for any instrument, let's say, you have NASDAQ and you want to, uh, you know, add this instrument to your watch list. Just click on this star here and it will be added to your watch list. Okay. All right. Now in this particular section, again, if I want to see, you can see that in front of every instrument, there are two prices. There's a bid price and there is an ask price. Okay. And basically, the bid price is the price at which you are allowed to sell, and the ask price is the price at which you can buy. So you would buy if you think the price will go up. And in that case, this is the column, this is the price which is offered to you. And you think that if you're predicting that the prices would fall, then this is the price which is, offered to you to sell. Okay. So again, if you want to enter a buy trade, then this is the price which is offered to you. And this is the price at which you can buy. And if you want to sell, then this is the price, the bid price at which you would be selling. So the difference between the two prices is called the spread, and which is a trading cost to you. So, right. And then we move on to, if we just scroll down, from here, we can see the upcoming events here. Now, the thing is, if I select, for example, a particular instrument, let's say I select Bitcoin here on the top in my watch list, then if I go down, the news that will appear will be particular to that instrument. It will not be just any general news, but it would be news that is particular to Bitcoin, which makes it very easy for me to analyze. If I keep scrolling down on this section, I see performance. Now, this is the performance of Bitcoin again, because I've selected that up on my watch list. And this performance does give you a very good perspective, overall perspective of that particular market, because I can see that, the performance measures is of today, 5 days, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year. So if you want to have a long-term perspective of that particular instrument, how it has performed in the past 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, then you can just go down and you can see, for example, in the past 1 year, in the past 12 months, Bitcoin has moved down by 10%, while in the past 6 months, it has moved down by 32%. So the platform is giving you in-depth analysis, and it's helping you, make trading decisions better and easier. Going down, you can see different kinds of, you can see the definition of that instrument. You can see the amount of spread. You can see the overnight fees, which are charged to you on the full amount, the full exposure, if you hold the trade for over 24 hours. Okay. The leverage factor here is 8 to 1, which you can also change. So if you click on change, and if you want more leverage or if you want less leverage, you can click on change, and you can actually send a request to the team to increase or decrease the leverage on that product. And then it depends on, the approval. Okay. So, right. Now, going up, you can see if you click on positions here, positions are basically your live positions or your live trades. So if I click on positions, I will see all my live trades. These are currently your running trades. And this section will also show you if you have any profit or any loss. So you can see that the XAU basically is gold. It stands for gold. USD is the US dollar. So XAU USD means gold in terms of the US dollar. Here I can see my position that I've bought. In front of units, I can see my quantity, which is 100 units, 100 ounces. Okay, and this is my profit that I can see under this section. If I click here, I can actually close this order, which I don't want to do right now because I'm making a lot of money on this. So I don't want to close this. I'm quite, confident about this trade. So, but you can close your trades from here, okay? Under orders, you see any pending orders that you have placed in the market, which I told you previously that pending orders are orders like market limit orders or stop orders, which if they're subject to the market reaching that particular price, okay? Under activity, I can see my trading history. Okay. So I can see, for example, that I opened 10 units I bought 10 units of gold on March 24th, then another 10 on March 30th. So this is all my trading history. Okay. That you can view here. For alerts, these are in this section, you would see any alerts for prices that you have put on the platform. So if you go on this particular icon here and you create an alert, so you put a certain price here. For example, you want to be alerted if Bitcoin reaches, let's say, 80,000, right? So currently it's trading at 75,000 something. Okay, so I want to be alerted if it reaches 80,000 because maybe that is the point where I feel I'm going to be bullish and I want to get in the market and I want to buy. So I will just create an alert and then it asks you whether it should be a push notification or an email. Okay, so I create the alert and then I can see the alert under this. Okay, under this section. Um, Again, this whole section that you can see is basically the price charts, right? And right now I have I have Bitcoin leveraged open in front of me. So let me open the price chart for gold. So I will go here, I will click here in my watch list on this, and this open the chart for gold, okay? And if I want to now open a trade, what I will do is I can see in the top left corner, sell and buy, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be clicking on buy. Okay. Now I have this panel opened in front of me when I click on buy. And I have the option to either short or sell or go long. So right now I would like to go long because in my understanding, the prices are moving up and I would like to go long. So here I can write the amount that I would like to invest. Okay. Now this amount is actually not 100. In actuality, it's 100 multiplied by 100. It's 10,000. So this amount is just my margin, right? So if I put 100 here, this actually means that I'm buying gold worth of 100 times 100, which is 10,000. So you can see down below the exposure is 10,000, which means the actual value of my position is 10,000. It's not 100. Okay. So you always have to see this. This is what I am actually buying by just putting up $100, right? There's another way of placing the trade, which is to change the amount by units. So I can say 10, which means 10 ounces, right? So 1 ounce of gold right now is $4,800. 10 ounces would be like 48 around. So if I change this to unit, then if I want to buy 10 ounces, again, this figure is going to tell me my actual value of my trade, which is $48,000. So I'm basically entering the market by buying gold worth of $48,000 because 10 ounces of gold are worth that much. Okay. So, and then what I will do is I will click here. Okay. But before clicking here, what I want to do is I also want to protect my trade by putting a protection or a stop loss. So what I do is I click on protection, which then allows me to put a stop loss. So in this case, let me put a stop loss, which is below the market. So gold is trading at $4,800. Let me put a stop loss 200 points below, which is $4,600. So I'm telling the platform that if the gold price drops by $200 to $4,600, okay, if the price reaches 4,600, then automatically book the loss and close the trade because I don't want more losses. So I put my stop loss value here, okay? And this here I can put my take profit value, which means if let's say the gold price goes up to 5,000 and I'm not around to book the profit, I will put, there will be an automatic booking of that profit here. So you don't have to necessarily put these values, okay? But it's always a good practice to go in, with planned exits. So whether it's, a negative exit or whether it's a positive exit, it's, I think, quite essential that you have to go in with a plan that, okay, if the price is not in my favor, this is the point where I'm going to actually book my losses, or this is the point where I would like to take my take my profits. Okay. So then I just click on buy here and confirm. And my order has been placed. So this is a new live trade. Okay. That has been executed. Okay, so now I think I should be answering your questions because we just have about 12 minutes left. So yes, with regard to posting a record of this seminar, yes, we would be posting a record of this seminar. Okay. How to have multiple take profits. I need to book my half at TP1 and other half at TP2. How to set it here. Okay. I think this is Suresh. I think that this particular platform right now does not have that option to close half of the trade, because what it does is it's going to, if you're trading in the same instrument, it's going to just give you the aggregate. For example, if I go to my positions here, I now have 110 units. Okay. So the way to close, the way to take half of your take profit, for example, let me give you the example in this scenario. What I would do is, I would sell half of my position here. So I would take an opposite trade of half, 110 units. So I will initiate a sell position of 55 units. So if I initiate an opposite position, that would mean that, I will just be left with now 55 units of buy. I hope that answers your question. So, yeah. But there is no right now, there's no direct option to kind of book half of your profit or put different TPs, but we are working to make that feature available on this platform. Okay. There is, by the way, a partial close here. So there is a partial close here. So if I want to close, let's say 50% of my position, I can do that 25, 30, 33, 50, and 100. I have partial closes for that. Or if you want to do 10%, then like I said, you calculate 10% of the value of your trade and you initiate an opposite position in that case. Okay. Can I put multiple take profits? I think we don't have that option of multiple take profits right now, like I said, but we are working on that option. We don't have that option as of now. We don't actually, there's a question, does the Amana app have copy trade? We don't have the copy trade, the typical copy trade plugins, but I think that if you want to do that, then you will have to do that from the MT4 or the MT5 trading platform. Yeah. Yeah, Suresh, yes, you can do it on MT4 or MT5. Somebody has asked me why, Joel, why some UAE stocks have execution fees. Actually, I think it depends on the type of stock and it depends on the exchange from where it is coming from. So this, and it also depends on the liquidity of that stock. So if the liquidity is not very high, and so then in that case, it might have some execution fees attached with it. So it's actually different for every stock. How can we get personalized training? What are the value of these? Okay, yes. I can provide you with my email, and yes, we do offer personalized training sessions depending on your personal objectives and depending on, your background, your risk levels, and, I can give you my email. So if if you are interested in asking about personalized training, then we can give you details regarding that. Yes, and I also have to mention that the new attendees to this seminar are going to each receive $50 for in their trading accounts to start trading. So the sales team is going to contact you, and once you have done the KYC process and once you have created your accounts, you will receive $50 each. If you're new to Amana, and you can trade on that. So we will kickstart you. How much leverage is offered and what countries are supported in terms of the... Okay. I think that, this is something that the sales team can tell you, but I think that most countries are supported in terms of deposits. So if you can tell us which country you are from, it would be better than I can tell you. Okay, so in terms of leverage, how much leverage is offered, it's actually different for different products. If you can then also specify if you want a particular leverage for a certain instrument, then we can help you with that. So again, leverage is different for different products. Yes, I will. Somebody has asked me if you will teach us how to analyze candles. So I will absolutely teach you how to do everything, which includes, technical analysis, price action, and long-term low risk trading strategies. So we have two webinars. One is for the beginners and it happens every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and the other is for more intermediate and advanced traders, which happens every Thursday. So in my next sessions, even for the beginners, I am going to be transitioning to, understanding how you can understand and how you can predict the markets and how you can make independent decisions as a trader. So if you are able to join me every Tuesday, it would be great, and I will be definitely teaching you, different forms of technical and fundamental analysis, which will make trading very easy and safe for you. I have a question. Is Pakistan supported in terms of the users, country, or residence, and are Pakistani modes of payment like digital wallets and SWIFT transfers? I believe that they are supported. I think that, one of our sales team is going to give you a detailed answer for that. Can you please show me how to do a short sell? So for a short sell, all you have to do is you have to go here and you have to press sell here, right? You have to make sure that this part sell is highlighted and selected. So if you want to do a buy, you go here. If you want to do a sell, then this is the button for sell. So for example, if I want to sell 5 ounces of gold, I will write 5 here and I will just press this button sell, okay? And that's it. So in this case, it has actually reduced 5 units for me because I was 110 units long and now I am 105. So it has actually cancelled 5 buy units for me. But, if I have to do a new sell for anything, let's say Bitcoin, I will go here, I will press sell, write whatever, amount, and I will just press sell here. This is and sell it, by the way, is going to happen just for the leveraged instruments. It's not going to happen for the unleveraged instruments. So I just tried at Bitcoin here. This is the unleveraged one. So it's not going to happen. It's going to happen for the leveraged one, which have these signs in front of them, this purple flash sign. Okay. So this Bitcoin here, which has this sign, so the sell is going to happen for this one. So I do 5 and I will just sell, confirm, and this goes under my positions here. I can see here that I have just sold 5 units of Bitcoin. Okay. I have already enrolled the Amana account last week. Will I get the initial startup Amana capital of $50? Again, I think that the sales team will be able to answer you that. Yes, if you have a driving license, it's should be enough as an ID document. Somebody has asked me if a driving license is okay as an ID document. Yes. So actually, I know you guys have a lot of questions, but I'm going to be handing these over to our team and they will be responding to each and every question. So don't worry about that. And the time is up for today's session. So I will be seeing you next Tuesday and even this Thursday as well. This Thursday, we have a webinar which is going to be discussing how to trade oil and what are the different kinds of strategies to trade oil in the current geopolitical scenario when the trade of Hormuz is. So I would like you guys also to attend that session. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.